Hello and greetings to my friends on this sunny Monday midday here in Budapest, Hungary. I use this nice weather condition to speak about spirituality in practice. As you may have visited my YT site and have seen that there are already translated versions of my podcasts about this topic into English language. So there is a spirituality theory topic podcast, and there is a first part of the practical spiritual information to be used by anyone who would like to improve based on my experiences and my truths, their life. So yes, I would say that what I talk about is my life experience after 48 years of living my life, and my experiences are spoken in my podcasts. So it's just for those who would like to hear it, and all of those who are not would like to hear it, they should just simply skip and look at other internet content which they like. So today I talk about spirituality in practice, which means how spiritual warfare affects our daily life as a common folk, and what can we do in our everyday to improve our situation and not suffer from spiritual attacks in the home, in our workplace, in the street, and anywhere in the world. So this is the second of the three podcasts where I talk about this. And let's recap the content of the first Spirituality and Practice podcast. I discussed there about vibration levels, because everything vibrates. Also, I vibrate, every one of us vibrates on a certain vibrational frequency, which corresponds to the happiness which he feels in that moment. Only the moment exists. So in this moment I'm talking and I'm feeling good, and you are hearing and hopefully you are feeling good. If not, then you will skip this podcast. and that means this is the vibration level. The past did not exist, the future did not exist, only the present exists. And if we are my belief is that if everyone is even more trained in spirituality than today, then his life will improve, that all the moments where he is satisfied with his situation will be better, because he will be more successful in fighting spiritual warfare at any location. So the vibration level I explained last time, why it is important, what does it mean. Then who is the greatest enemy? Always we are discussing about enemy. Here is war in the Ukraine, and there is war, and this neighbor is doing that to the other neighbor. But the greatest enemy is self. So for me, I am my greatest enemy, and for you, you are your greatest enemy. That has to be clear before you start going out into the world and blaming other people for your sad stories and for your bad feelings, okay? So then the third topic which I discussed last time is that all fears are illusions. I explained last time in several I made several explanations for different kind of fears, and showed how they work and why they are based on illusions. Every fear is an illusion. So if you are not doing something which is good for you because you fear a potential future outcome, then you are making a decision based on an illusion. And I proposed last time that everyone should make an internal agreement that all fears are illusions, and that's why fears should be considered, but not being the main driver for decisions in the moment. And the last but not least, a most important aspect of spirituality in practice, that everyone has the individual responsibility for his life. So there is no state, there is no company, there is no family, there is no partnership which has the responsibility for my life. I have the responsibility for my life, and I'm individually responsible, and that's why I should act responsible and not act irresponsible with myself, with my needs. Okay? So, all in all, these topics mean that since the spiritual warfare is happening everywhere, the most important is in the small community of myself, with myself. So currently I'm living with three childs, one dog and two cats. So in this home environment, I have to focus that it corresponds to happiness. Okay, I am maintaining my happiness, and that's why everyone is maintaining their happiness, and I maintain that everyone is as happy as possible. Okay, so spiritual struggle should first be addressed within relationships. So if you are alone, then you are lucky, but if you are in a relationship or a marriage or whatever you call it, then harmony at home is the most important topic to solve, because without harmony at home, you do not have harmony inside you, and let's say in the outside world, outside of your home, your attention will be drawn also to conflict everywhere. And if your attention is in conflict, you will be feeling not good. So today I would like to discuss about 6 topics. First of which is relationship. In the spiritual theory, I explained what are the rules of the universe. The rules which are everlasting, were always present and will be ever present. And there are 12 mentioned rules. And based on these rules, if we interpret relationships, then first I would like to mention what constitutes a relationship before the Creator. So a marriage. If you discuss about a marriage, what is a marriage in the universe, in the Creator sense, in the God sense? It's not the marriage which we think about. It's the marriage which, let's say, in the Creator's eyes, the female's genitalia is a sacred temple. So if somebody enters into a female's genitalia, then this signifies a bond of marriage. Okay? So sexual intercourse is marriage in the universe sense. Because sexual intercourse, any touch creates energetic ties. So that's why in the East somebody bows but do not touch as a foreign person, because they don't know what kind of person is this, and they do not want to get negative energy. That's the reason in the East. But every touch, if you sit down on a chair like I do, then a police dog can smell and they can analyze DNA in the chair, because there is always energetic and material transfer between touching objects. So that explains that touch is also transferring, let's say, energy, and sexual intercourse is the most efficient way of transmitting energetic information of others to us and us to others. So it creates energetic ties which allow mutual psychic influence and vulnerability to psychic attacks. So you can imagine it like this. So somebody you had sex with having some kind of insider information on you, which they can use to manipulate your surroundings with gossip about you or whatever. So this is an example just, okay? But basically, this is marriage in the Creator sense. Why is spiritual awareness emotional regulation important in relationships? Why is it important to have, if I have a relationship, if I had sexual intercourse with somebody, or a marriage or a partnership, why is it important to have spiritual awareness and emotional regulation? Simply because without learning to regulate your emotions, your relationship may become chaotic, okay, unreliable. Because healthy relationship, which have mutual emotional regulation, require active participation of both partners. Otherwise, you will only trigger each other, which is the opposite of shared regulation. So if not both partners are active in their self-emotional regulation and exchange of information, then it will be the opposite of shared regulation. It will be a triggering relationship. So just an example, shared regulation does not mean that I say, I feel this, or I feel that, I feel such, while I'm hiding underlying resentment or anger. So let's say a shared regulation, an active open partnership, meaning I do not hide my anger and my resentment, okay? And also another example, it's not good, it's not shared regulation when I meditate and disregard the partner's emotional state. For example, I'm a husband and my wife is screaming and throwing dishes, and I'm just standing there and not saying anything, doing my work and leaving her in her emotional state. This meditation, I meditate while she is upset about something. So this also fails to reach mutual understanding. So meditation is not always appropriate in every situation, okay? So instead, let's say emotional regulation means it begins when you are working on your own emotion and let's say towards constructive, cooperative, and emotionally safe dialogue between partners, okay? Where you can openly express yourself without making the other feel insecure, okay? Without them feeling insecure. If you have the feeling that they are insecure while discussing with you, then you need to look into yourself. What is the problem? Why are you shouting? Why are you raising your voice? And so on and so on. So both partners need to be aware of this, that they can communicate anything, but they need to do it while they are considering others, and that they do not feel insecure, because if one feels insecure, they will shut down, and that's normal. And then this partnership will become chaotic, okay? So let's say I would propose to do this because regardless of gender, everyone benefits from self-regulation, shared regulation, and cooperative communication that supports both partners, okay? So that's the second topic in this point. The third topic is what does it mean in partnerships to fall in love? Okay, we use the term falling in love. Yeah, so falling in love, okay, when I fall in love, I'm often fascinated with an imagined version of the person. With an imagined, I do not wait long enough to getting to know the real person, but I'm fascinated with an imagined version of the person, very often. And eventually, after the first kid, after some months, after some years, something changes and reality sets in. And at this point, one might say, the other person has changed. He or she was not like this before, okay? But I say no, it's not that the other person has changed. I was not fully seeing the person, who they were. due to my romantic projections. I was not paying attention to the red flags already present in the very first beginning. Okay, so falling in love often means to be fascinated by an imagined romantic projection of the person. So you have to be aware of this and try to avoid this. So by waiting before commitment, getting to know each other before sexuality, of course, because that's a very, sexuality is a so strong energetic tie, your auras will merge and you are not able to look from a vantage point onto the relationship and onto the other part, and that's why maybe you don't see the red flags anymore. So having a longer, let's say, getting to know period helps in avoiding romantic projections about a future person. And the last topic in partnerships, which I would like to mention today, is what does it mean, earthly paradise? Okay, someone waits for the paradise after his earthly life, and someone has heard that there is possibility to be paradise on earth. Earth is earthly paradise. So if you want to live in an earthly paradise, then there are some, let's say, key habits which you should take on as time passes. Because without these habits, you will never experience paradise on earth. But it's possible, so it's just depending on you. Which are these? These are, let's say, 6 key habits. First, never blame others and avoid assumptions. Okay? So if you have something, never blame others, that the minister president, the teacher, and the neighbor, and my wife, and my husband, and my kid has done this or that. Never blame others. And avoid making assumptions. So do not accept gossip. Talk yourself with people honestly, and talk with them openly, avoiding assumptions in the beginning, getting to conclusions while you discuss in the moment, forgetting the past while you discuss. So avoiding assumptions and never blaming others. That's the first. What's the second? Forgive. You should forgive everything that hurt you, always. Somebody did something and it hurt you, you should instantly forgive. Forgive them. It does not mean forget, but forgive. Forget is important, not forget to have your boundaries up next time, okay? So that he cannot hurt you or others cannot hurt you with such kind of topics next time. Because it's not about him. It's about a topic which you are vulnerable to. So you have open doors and somebody got into that open door, and not the somebody is to be blamed. You have to forgive everyone. You have to close the door, that you cannot be, let's say, put into such situation next time in your next partnership or in your next work relationship. So, second is forgive everything. What is the third? Take nothing personally. Your ego is your greatest enemy. You should not have an ego. You should not take anything personally. Tony Robbins said, anyone who is giving a response which is not loving response, he is a good coach, Tony Robbins. He said, everyone who is giving a not loving response to me is suffering without me. He is suffering. That's why he is giving a not loving response. So basically, you should not take anything personally. Everyone is suffering around you. And if they do something which makes you feel bad, it's not about them. It's not about you. It's about your dynamic with your environment. So take nothing personally. What is the fourth? You should have unconditional love for all beings on earth. For all trees, for all animals, for everything, every person on earth, you should have unconditional love, because the Creator has unconditional love for everything. And if you want to walk in the path of the Creator on an earthly heaven, you should embody this energy. Without this energy, what will you do? Okay, you will fight your own kin, because everyone is related to the Creator. Everyone is an aspect of the Creator. So you should look and try to find out what the other aspect is teaching you. And that's why you should have unconditional love for everything and be eager to find out what's about it which disturbs me. Okay, why does it disturb me? It should not, but why does it disturb me? That's always a good question. What is the fifth, which I would like to mention here? For the earthly paradise, it's important to speak carefully. So think about your wording before you speak. Always, before you react to somebody, think about the most loving response which you could give. That's the appropriate response. So speak carefully, spreading love and not spreading venom. Not spreading venom. There is enough venom in the world. Everyone's spreading venom, but you should not contribute to that venom. And the last point is always bring forth your best self. So nobody is perfect, but I am and you are good enough today, and that's important, to be good enough. Always, you are in each moment good enough. So always bring forth your best self and distance yourself from your past, where you acted differently. Maybe that's the past, and you know you can act better and act better. Okay, so let's say these are the 6 points which help you to reach earthly paradise. The second point was forgive everything that hurts you. That's a hard topic, so I would give some practical help to you how to start this. So let's say you had a situation with somebody, your partner maybe, because that's the most serious partnership. So if you are living with someone, then you both are such strongly connected, you can hurt each other the most. So a foreigner can say that I'm dumb, but I'm not reacting like this when it's saying the partner. Okay, so if someone hurts you, you can, let's say, leave the situation, go in the restroom or in the next room, be alone, and imagine inside you that this person who hurted you, they are saying to you following sentence: I am sorry, forgive me, I love you, and thank you for forgiving me. Okay? So this sentence, you should imagine them saying this sentence to you, and afterwards let go of the anger. You can repeat it until it helps, but imagining this honestly and feeling inside you the feeling of relief and letting go of anger is usually enough to get you into your best self. And that's why if you are in your best self, you are always be able to learning from the experience and set boundaries for next time. And that's the important topic. Not important how you handle the past, it's important what you can learn from it for the future, to be improving yourself. So that was the first topic about partnerships. And now I'm switching to the second, which is talking about feminine power. What is feminine power and why it is important, in my opinion, to revive feminine power? Because revive means it was dead long ago. So we have, let's say, a patriarchal program in the world running since ages and several thousand years. And the root issue of, let's say, of this deeply in our genes embedded patriarchal program is believing that I know better, or masculine is superior to feminine. So patriarchal program, you should not switch it to saying males and females. It's not about men or women. It's about those people, men or women, who are embodying only their masculine energies. So not being whole, everyone relies mainly on one of their energies, feminine or masculine, and they can be man or women, it doesn't matter. So in everyone, in females and males, there is a deeply, let's say, genetically imprinted, embedded patriarchal program, which makes them believe I know better, or masculine is superior to feminine. Feminine, caring and loving, and masculine is targeting and fighting, Masculine is superior to feminine. That's a deeply embedded program, and this is a lie. This is a lie. So feminine power needs to be revived, because many masculines today are still living with this, let's say, lie internalized and acting out, and the feminines are letting it. They are not stepping out of such a partnership, or not standing up for their own self. Okay, because what need to know about feminine energy is it is deeply intuitive and powerful when it is grounded in self-worth and self-knowledge. Without self-knowledge and without self-worth, and who has self-worth nowadays in these societies? So without self-knowledge and self-worth, it is not grounded, so it's not powerful. Its deep intuition is not as powerful. Okay, so in the history, wise kings and leaders sought also counsel from strong feminine figures. So in secret, they have always used it and known it. We should view feminine contributions as essential, not merely supportive. They are not to cooking and caring and building the house. So if they are women, then men tend to look at them as a child producer and cooker and family supporter. And if they are men, then the wife is looking to them that they are bringing the money and working from morning to evening and doing everything for the family. And that's a wrong, let's say, support. It's just a supporting aspect which they are regarded, because they are not self-worth and self-knowledge, okay? So they should work on this. So today many masculine, let's say, people deprive themselves of feminine intuition because they are not jointly steering the partnership. And why are they depriving themselves? Because they are failing to recognize its value in creation, okay? So true masculine energy is let's say, is about leadership, while feminine energy provides direction, guiding the way towards paradise for the partnership. So because leadership without guidance toward paradise is just leadership, there will be no paradise, nowhere to be found in the partnership, okay? So that's why masculine and feminine needs to be both on the same level, self-worth, self-knowledge, and both powers jointly will be guiding the partnership towards earthly paradise. So that's the second point about importance of reviving feminine power. Revive the feminine power inside yourself if you are masculine, and revive your masculine power and draw your boundaries if you are living your feminine at home or in the company. The third topic today is about magic. Let's say information about magic, because I discussed about magic in the previous podcast, and there are some practical information if you would like to consider during your life. For example, the true meanings in the elements of magic. So if you are reading tarot cards, many people don't know that in the tarot, wands meaning intentions, swords meaning thoughts, cups meaning the feelings and emotions, and coins meaning support, stability, or security. So if you are getting a reader from a really, let's say, intuitive version, then they will know it. But most readers who are not intuitive enough, because they are living in their masculine, let's say, powers, they will not know it, and they will not consider it, and they will produce false readings for you, because they are not using their intuition. They are not using their feminine power. So that's why I say again, so wands, so the wands mean intentions, the swords mean thoughts, the cups meaning feelings, emotions, and the coins meaning the security, stability, and support. The second topic inside magic is the limitations of divination. So if you go to a tarot card reader and they will read about you, or you want to read about another person, then you have to be careful, because the accuracy of this divination reading can be impacted by some things, like the person seeking the reading is honest about the subject. So if I'm going to the reader and I'm not honest, not telling every background information about that person and myself and the situation, then the reading accuracy is impacted. And it's also impacted if the let's say the reader's life experience does not include such kind of situations. So a young reader and an elder reader might have two different readings for you, because of their life experience will impact intuition, and intuition impacts the result. So it's not enough to go to an intuitive reader. It's important to consider what is his life experience, and maybe go to several readers who are intuitive and see which reader fits in his life experience to your life experience, and that's why the reading is most accurate for yourself. And the third and last item which can influence the accuracy is the entity, light or shadow, the reader is aligned with. So if you don't know the reader, if you have not discussed them privately about anything, you don't know about his private life, you don't know about his intentions, thoughts, and feelings, emotions about any topic in the world, then you don't know whether this reader is a shadow magic reader or a light magic reader. So you don't know which entity the reader is aligned with. That's also very risky, and it's an accuracy of divination which is impacted. Okay, the magic topic has a third subject about energy transformation in creation. Energy is never lost, okay? It merely transforms. In the universe, there is a set of energy, and that's always constant. It just transforms. So if negative energy, for example, gossip, somebody tells to others about you negative things, if negative energy is directed towards somebody, and this energy they can manipulate and repel, so that they are not influenced negatively in negative thoughts, if they can repel it, then this person who was able to repel this negative energy will grow, okay, afterwards in his life, will grow, and this growth has energy which is funding this growth. This indirectly is funded by the energy of the rebounding, okay? So the negative energy which was sent to them is rebounding, and this rebounding onto the sender and all who were involved, also the other parties who contributed in this negative energy, they will receive, let's say, the rebounding, and the positive growth is funded by their negative growth. Negative growth meaning discomfort, maybe some bad thoughts, or guilt, or more severe issues like illnesses and other things which are energetically bringing their vibration down. Okay, that's how the universe works in energy levels. So your energy can be impacted by negative energy, and if you are able, because you are maintaining your psychic stability, you are closing your doors, you are spiritually trained. If you are not letting your energy influence, you can repel it, and then it will bounce back, okay? Because energy is never lost. Energy is always transforming from one to another. It's a living thing. Okay, that's about magic. The fourth topic in this podcast is, let's say, the fourth and the fifth and the sixth are always subjects of the potential measures. So I'm here to discuss practical spirituality. So if you want to know about potential measures which you can take, then here are they. In this point, I discuss about potential measures which you can take on the personal level in the material world. Material world meaning taking something and drinking or interacting with something. So, maintaining cleanliness in your home. So if there is no cleanliness in your home, if there is no some level of order in your stuff, in your drawers, in your area, the litter is not brought down daily or bi-daily, then the cleanliness, missing cleanliness will affect your energy levels, it will drain you. It's just the cleanliness. So the cleanliness in oneself and the cleanliness in the home are important. So cleanliness in oneself is improved by breathing. So you should breathe slow, deep breaths, preferably in and out of nose into the lower lungs, okay, into the lower area, abdominal area. Water. You should drink preferably water from fruits, so melon and all the fruits which have lots of water content. This is the best water source. After that, the even good is spring water, if you can find it inside your housing area, or produced spring water. This is a water treatment development which the Japanese or the Russians or both have invented. So it's produced spring water quality. It's similar like natural spring water. Reverse osmosis with alkaline treatment and energetic treatment. These three are important for produced spring water. You should drink these because the normal tap water with the chlorine content is not good for your spiritual health. Bathing, you should also use a chlorine filtered water. So you should have some kind of chlorine filter which you change every bi-week. To not sprinkle on your body the chlorine water from the tap, but use chlorine filtered water. Or you should regularly take a salt bath. So you should buy some sea salt or dead sea salt and put it in the tube and take a salt bath or go into the sea if you are near the sea, because this has increased the stress relief. Stress relief, salty water has very increased stress relief. In the diet, you should emphasize fruits and vegetables. No meat, fruits and vegetables. That's also good for your spiritual health. If you exercise, you should combine breathing, visualization, and movement. So breathing technique, visualization, so imagination technique, and movement. These combined are the best for your, let's say, spiritual side. So yoga or Qigong, so all the Eastern energetic techniques of exercise are very good. These should be, let's say, also maintained by you, not only the football and, I don't know, powerlifting and running, but also some kind of visualization and breathing focus technique. Meditation. you should exercise meditation. So this does not only mean sitting down and sitting for an hour in silence also, but not only, because every activity which, let's say, extinguishes about everyday life and invoke intuition about one's life improvement projects can be good. So if you playing guitar or playing some instrument, and this makes you extinguishing the thoughts about your everyday life, that's a very good meditation technique. So you should do it. Play an instrument after coming home, and during these 20 minutes or 40 minutes of playing an instrument, you will shut down your work life. That's very good for your home life, okay? And it invokes your intuition about your life improvement projects. What need you today to do about your life to improve your life? You can burn some incense, blue sage, palo santo. These are the best for intuition. And you can have some altars to burn candles and have some offerings to your ancestors who you should let's say contact in the spiritual. I will go on to your spiritual potential measures later on. Now I will discuss still about authenticity and relationship with money or wealth, because material world, let's say awareness, should include authenticity and relationship with money and wealth. Those who are driven solely by money, those will always lose their authentic self and also their connection to the Creator, because money, for money, the self is offered up for the interest of the money wage giver persons. So if somebody gives me a wage or a money, then I might offer my own interests up for his interests. And if I do this, then I will lose my authentic self. So I should pay attention and skip every work opportunity or every customer opportunity where I have the feeling that I cannot be authentic to myself. A good example, if I am, let's say, a tradesman, if I'm a tradesman and I'm selling, for example, insurance products, okay, then let's say I have maybe, let's say, an authentic self and an interest to be honest, to selling only insurance which are really helping the people who are buying insurance products, life insurance or I don't know what, travel insurance. And I will discuss to understand their interests and propose the best object for them, and also fulfill liabilities and support them if they are in a bad situation. But a company might not be like this. It depends on the top manager. So if a company's politics it's just important to have a big sales and big profit for the company, then they would like to see numbers, quantities. They would like to see monthly sold insurance numbers, and you are maybe pushed to sell insurances to somebody who will not use it, or your company is not interested in fulfilling liabilities or on customer care. And this company is not good for you, and you need to pay attention that you will not lose your authentic self by working for a company, because if you are just working for the money, you might lose it. If you are working to be also authentic, then you will say no to such occasions, okay? So the second topic regarding authenticity is that the Creator left all Earth's raw materials to people living here. So in the Creator's sense, there is no, let's say, ownership rights in the world about anything. Everything is for everybody. So that means everyone, every common folk. So therefore, let's say all ownership rights or contracts made by individuals, made by companies or states, even states, regarding land, for example, are null and void in the eyes of God. In the eyes of God, it does not matter what says the paper about the land property. In the eyes of God, the land is for everyone. And everyone can use it as they like. There is no trespassing table there which God considers, okay? So there's no don't walk on my lawn and don't park here or don't park there, okay? Because everyone uses the land which is provided by God and all the raw materials in the land for his best purpose without hurting others, living in love. That's the aim of living on earth. Okay, so let's say authentic persons who are living for their authenticity, let's say they is someone who lives in unity with themselves, because every person has let's say two personalities, yin and yang, a feminine and a masculine, and there is a bridge between these let's say personalities, which can easily break. If the bridge breaks under stress or tension, then the person has not worked enough on their internal regulation. They need to work on their internal regulation, that they always can, let's say, consciously decide feminine or masculine balance depending on the situation. Because, let's say, if the bridge breaks, then this person will shift into either feminine or masculine, depending on their, let's say, childhood or previous life experiences. And in such a case, when it is only one-sided, feminine or masculine, they only defend themselves. Let's say there is no let's say, authentic, responsible, mutual cooperation possible anymore. Let's say, in such a case, masculines are unable to receive anything. They will deny everything. They will essentially functioning as an energy vampire. And on the other side, the feminines, they are unable to draw their borders. Essentially, they will accept to be drained again and again until death or silence. So feminines are losing because they will die and be silent, because they will be drained, because they cannot draw their borders. Masculines will also die after all and are not satisfied at all because they feel the stress, but they cannot receive anything. They will function as energy vampire. They are unable to receive because they are just masculine in this stressful situation. Okay. So what are the signs of such energy vampires, masculines? The signs are contributed to the fact that these constantly use and wear others' energy. They are not wearing their own energy. They are emotionally unavailable, okay? They do not take responsibility for their actions. They always criticize your ideas, but use them behind your back without giving you credit, okay? So they intend to make themselves look better and gain opportunities. They may even claim these ideas as their own ideas, either directly or indirectly through their behavior, okay? So energy vampires exhibit mentally damaged behavior. So if you look at what they do, then they look like a mentally damaged person because they are repeatedly trying the same methods, even when the initial attempts did not satisfy them. Yeah, they are trying the same methods over and over, and they are still expecting a different or better result despite the let's say, not satisfying attempts. So this is a mentally damaged behavior. You would think this is not a sane person. These are the signs that you are dealing with an energy vampire at home or in the company. Okay, so last but not least, you should be aware that you become like the environment you are in. If you do not step out of an environment which is not good for you, let's say, so if the atmosphere where you are in, the workplace, the family, the friends, no longer serves your well-being, you must act to protect your life energy from being drained day after day. Your life energy will be drained by day if you stay in the environment which no longer serves your well-being, and your life energy is drained. Because, let's say the challenges of the past had their role in your life. So you were at a good place in that location in the past because the challenges had a role. They helped you to grow to your current level of consciousness, these challenges, okay? However, at this point, with each new dawn, when the morning sun rises, you must decide your own destiny. You must decide, and your own destiny sometimes means to step away temporarily or fully from your old environment, let's say with full physical, locational, physical, and emotional closure. You should forgive everyone and not care about people who not care for you. So you should complete physical and emotional closure, because only if you have emotional closure can you heal and find new environments where you can continue to grow, okay? Because these environments will lift you up and not push you down like the old ones. Okay, that was the fourth point of today's podcast regarding potential measures which you can take in the material world for your spiritual health. What are the, let's say, potential actions in the spiritual world? Because there is a horizontal plane, the material world, and if you are connected to the spiritual, there is a vertical connection to Mother Earth on the bottom and the sun on the top, and you need to, let's say, consider also the spiritual world in your daily life. And these are the potential actions. You should have a daily prayer and gratitude, and maybe offerings of food and drinks to your gods and goddesses and ancestors. You should reclaim your soul fragments, meaning because your soul is lost during the life when you are drained. Spiritual purification is meaning spiritual protection. This is healing. This is meaning letting out the pain and the stress. All the negative ions should be let out through internal mental work and tears from your eyes, okay? So the tears contain soul shards, and if you letting the tears out when you are sad, that's good for you, because water, like tears, is love. And soul shards, let's say, make your spiritual protection and healing. And also such is shouting. If you shout, if the stress is, you shout it out to the world, not to other persons, but to the world. Or having rest, having sleep, or nature connection, okay? So let's say the third item for spiritual world is awareness, recognizing invasive thoughts, demonic thoughts. So if somebody says something invasive, demonic, you should recognize that you are allowing these thoughts inside your head. So if you are aware and recognize them, you can shut them out. That's a good practice in the daily life. Okay, the last item for today is the balancing. So if you are living on the material world and doing sports and working on your job and dealing with everything in the material world, this can be 100% of your life. That's not good. Spiritual world can also be 100%, that's not good. You should balance it. Balance. Also doing some spiritual daily practice and also doing some material life, okay? So how you should balance it? I tell you that if you are successfully balancing it, then you will be always in a state of peace and at the calm center of your personal storm. We can call it a storm of life, okay? So I balance spiritual and personal realities, let's say harmonizing opposing forces and following are my thoughts, how I do it, so you can see whether this fits for you or you can do otherwise. So I imagine that I'm the bridge. I'm the bridge between the worlds, let's say as a divine being, bridge between spiritual and material, because I have spiritual awareness. So I stay connected with my guides like Mother Earth, like the Creator, like the archangels, the ancestor spirits, and I have a physical presence. I have a grounded in daily life. I'm doing the daily life, going to my lessons and stuff, doing my sports and working on my art topics and this Vodcast. Okay, so how do I balance the two worlds? First, intuition and logic, blending instinct and reasoning. Second, energy management, balancing light and darkness, yin and yang. Third, it's a heart-centered alignment, so prioritizing love and compassion. This is the balancing of the two worlds. What are the core principles here? First, integration and not separation. If I see something which I would like to separate myself from, no, I don't do it. I integrate it. I try to understand why does it, what is the purpose of this thing in the world, and why is it good? Why could it be good for me to incorporate, to integrate? So first core principle, integration. Second is balance, not extremes. Extremes are never good. Marathon, running a marathon is not good. It's not going for my health. It's just an achievement. It's not the road, how I get there, but the should I get there, and I should be on the top. That's not, extremes are never good, from nothing, also from sexuality, okay? Any extremes, let's say spiritual practice, or 3 weeks fasting, all the extremes are not good. Balance, you should have balance. You should have a good feeling while doing something. Harmony, not conflict. Harmony should be always the principle, and not conflict, not searching for conflict, or not using the opportunity for conflict. Okay? So, the fourth, unity and not duality. So we should not think in duality, that I am such because women are such, because men are such, everyone is like this, and that's why I'm a duality. Unity. We should try to have unity among us, inside us and outside us. The third topic is sharing my experiences. So how do I share my experiences if I am, let's say, having a balanced two worlds? First, simplicity and authenticity. So sharing my experiences and feelings genuinely. I try. Hopefully it works. Second, metaphors and analogies. So using relatable examples, okay? Third, focusing on benefits for others, emphasizing the positive outcomes. These three are important while somebody shares experiences. For example, I tell you an example. So I share my experience now. I have discovered a deep connection with spiritual guides and energies. By balancing my physical and spiritual life, I have found harmony and clarity. This balance helps me handle challenges and cultivate love and compassion. Okay, so that was an example for experience share, which incorporates these three aspects which I mentioned before. And last for today in the podcast is the topic of reflection and refinement. So if I live a balanced life, I should always reflect and refine, which means I should journal my experiences, meditate on my connections with others, seek supportive communities. By embracing my role as a bridge, I continue to foster balance and harmony between the two worlds. Okay? That's it. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will also translate my other podcasts in English always, so feel free to send me questions or other topics, and if you can, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can soon start my podcasts on YouTube as well, which requires some subscribers first, and after that it's possible also on YouTube. Currently I'm doing all my podcasts on Facebook and loading them as videos on YouTube. That's the situation. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye. Have a nice day.